Hello everyone, and welcome back to Volume Profile Insider. Today, I'd like to talk about something that completely changed the way I look at the markets. And I don't say that lightly, because for years I traded exactly like most traders. I looked at candlesticks, support levels, resistance levels, trends, breakouts, indicators, basically, everything that we're usually taught when we first get into trading. And let me be clear, I'm not saying those things don't work. That's not the point of this video. But as the years went by, one question kept coming back into my mind. Why does the market react at certain levels so precisely? Why do some areas keep attracting price over and over again? Why does the market suddenly accelerate at specific moments? Why do some zones seem to act like magnets while others get crossed almost instantly? And most importantly, why can two charts that look almost identical end up producing completely different outcomes? I was looking at price, but I felt like I was missing part of the story. And that's exactly when I discovered Volume Profile. Now, if you've never heard of it before, don't worry. I'm not going to get technical today. I simply want to explain why it changed the way I think. Because at the end of the day, the problem many traders face is actually quite simple. They only look at price. And price tells us where the market went, but it doesn't necessarily tell us why. Imagine a city. You can look at a map. You'll see the streets, the buildings, the neighborhoods, the roads, but that map won't tell you where people actually spend their time. It won't tell you which areas are busy. It won't tell you where activity is concentrated. It won't tell you where people actually gather. For me, that's exactly what Volume Profile adds. It helps us see where the market actually spent time, where activity was concentrated, where buyers and sellers genuinely found value. And when I started looking at the market through that lens, something became very clear. The market isn't just a series of red and green candles. The market is a constant negotiation, a giant auction happening in real time, every second, every minute, every hour. Buyers and sellers are constantly trying to agree on what they believe is a fair price. And that idea completely changed the way I analyze markets. Because instead of asking myself, is the market going up or down, I started asking, where does the market believe value exists? And that simple shift in perspective changed everything. Now let me be clear. I'm not saying Volume Profile is magic. I'm not saying that installing it on your chart will suddenly make you profitable. If it were that easy, everyone would be a millionaire. What I am saying is that it allows you to ask much better questions. And very often, good answers begin with good questions. Let's take a simple example. Imagine the market spends several hours trading around the same area. Thousands of contracts change hands. The market appears comfortable there. And then suddenly it leaves that area. The first question I ask myself isn't, should I buy or should I sell? The first question is, why is the market leaving this area right now? Because understanding context is often far more important than finding an entry. And that's exactly what Volume Profile taught me. Understanding context. Understanding where the market is comfortable. Understanding where it isn't. Understanding where activity is concentrated. Understanding where activity disappears. And the more I studied this, the more I realized something. Most traders spend their time searching for a strategy, when perhaps they should first focus on understanding the market. And honestly, I think that's one of the main reasons why so many traders remain stuck for years. They constantly change methods, they change indicators, they change strategies, they change mentors, they change courses, but they never change the way they look at the market. And sometimes, that's exactly where the real problem lies. So once again, I'm not here to tell you that Volume Profile is the only way to trade. That would be ridiculous. There are profitable traders using completely different approaches. But for me, Volume Profile gave me something I wasn't finding anywhere else. Context, logic, and a much deeper understanding of what is actually happening behind price movements. And that's exactly what we're going to explore on this channel. We're going to talk about Volume Profile. We're going to talk about the DOM. We're going to talk about order flow. We're going to talk about auction market theory. But always with the same philosophy. Understand. Don't memorize. Think. Don't copy. Observe. Don't follow blindly. Because at the end of the day, the goal isn't to do exactly what somebody else does. The goal is to develop your own ability to read the market. And I genuinely believe that's what makes the difference over the long run. By the way, let me know in the comments. Had you ever heard about Volume Profile before watching this video? And more importantly, what is your main way of analyzing the markets today? Candlesticks? Price action? Indicators? volume profile, or something else? I'm really curious to read your answers. In the next video, we're going to completely switch topics. We're going to talk about prop firms and one of the questions that many traders ask themselves. How do you choose a prop firm without making a mistake? Because when you look at the rules, platforms, payouts, and hidden traps, there's a lot more to consider than most people realize. Thank you for watching this video. Make sure to subscribe if you enjoy this type of content, and I'll see you very soon on Volume Profile Insider.